welcome to the Techegy podcast. This is our games of the year for 2023, and we've got some games that we're going to talk about tonight. I'm JC here with MC and MM.
Yes.
And, you know, one thing I want to tell everybody is that we appreciate every like and subscribe. So if that's something you feel like doing, do me a favor. Climb to the top rope. Look out at the crowd. Hear them chanting your names and drop the meanest elbow drop you can right on that like button. Ooh, yeah, brother. Techegy podcast, game of the year. What's up, guys?
We're back.
We're back.
Finally.
Hiatus.
It's been forever since we've been here.
It was a long vacation, long holiday.
I mean, it's been since like November, right?
It has.
It has.
Man, we're just not good at this podcast thing.
I got.
We got a couple of good ones coming though. We have some good stuff coming for 2024.
I mean, do we though?
Yes, we do.
I don't have anything planned. I don't know what you're talking about.
We got stuff. We got stuff coming, whether it's good or not. We won't say.
Fair.
There's definitely something coming, but it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
Either way. Right.
Yep.
So what are we here for tonight? What are we even doing? What are we talking about?
Brands of beer.
Yeah, our favorite brands of beer.
Brands of beer.
Busch Light.
Man, it's motor oil. Yingling.
Busch Light.
No, we're talking about our choices for games of the year.
Games of the year
from last year, 2023, because I don't know if we necessarily agreed with what what's his name? I can't even remember his name. Come on, you're the one that always talks about him. Keeley.
Yeah, that's his name.
Jeff, because I don't trust anyone who spells Jeff as Geoff. Joff.
Isn't that the same thing as a giraffe that was the Toys R Us mascot? Wasn't he Jeff? Or Geoff? Geoffrey?
I don't know brand mascot names.
You don't know the giraffes? Is that what you're saying?
I don't trust anyone to run the Game of the Year awards when they do it before the end of the year is over. I don't get it. How can you do Games of the Year? Well, how can you do Games of the Year when not all the games are in for the year? You know what I mean? So
yeah, you never know. That one might squeak out. You know,
sometimes things squeak out when you need them to.
Hey, hence a really good game, Avatar. Excellent game. It wasn't even in the running.
AMC, how old is that Xbox shirt you're wearing?
A couple years.
What's a couple years? Like 10?
No, I only bought it like maybe 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. It's a nice.
It was probably during the it was probably Xbox One era.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It's one of my favorites. I don't know if you could tell.
I think I've seen you wear it multiple days in a row.
No, that never happens. Maybe multiple podcasts in a row, but not days. No, anywhere one shirt per day.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but
it's the truth.
So what do we want to start out on here? We probably shouldn't start. We should save game of the year till last, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes. You start off at the beginning here.
Start at the bottom.
Well,
yeah.
We could start at the bottom.
Worst Facebook group.
You want to start at the bottom? Okay.
I mean, we can. Yeah, we'll just start at the bottom, right? Like.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Let's start at the bottom. Work your way out.
Start at the bottom. Now we're here. Well, our podcast is still at the bottom, but
bottom of everybody's hearts.
So, John, you're going to read the titles, and then we'll each get a chance to say what we want. We
drum roll,
right? Yeah. So this, I should have added a drum roll song in the StreamYard here.
Well, you were practicing it before we started.
Man, I have such a good opportunity, but that's okay. Whatever. Maybe next time.
Do it next year.
Yeah. So first category is best retro inspired game, and we had 2 picks for that, and I don't even know if this was a category in the original.
It should have been if it wasn't.
It should have been, but it's not now. There are tons of retro-inspired games that have come out this year, tons of homebrews, and I couldn't think of a single one of them whenever I put this category in here. But the two games that we had listed in here in this category was Atari 50 and Xanthium Zero by Mathan Games. All right, guys, what'd you pick?
Oh, the Atari thing was amazing. I mean, I had to pick that. I mean, there's a lot of great homebrewers out there for the ColecoVision and stuff, but let's face it, we're looking kind of at the mass. What was made for the masses, and the Atari 50. It was kind of the start of a turnaround for Atari. Especially with some of the other stuff they released as the year went on. And then they came out with an update for it and gave you a bunch of stuff for free. How can you beat that, right? MC, what did you think?
I agree with you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you that the Atari 50 was done. The production value was really good. I mean, they had the historical stuff in there and everything else. It was good. So that was my pick too.
I gave a shout out to Xanthium Games and chose that one. I had a lot of fun. It was on Steam, and he only charged a few dollars for it. It obviously wasn't Atari 50 quality, but I decided to give him a shout out and pick that one because I did have a lot of fun with it, and the rest of his back library that he had was pretty fun too.
Yeah, he has good games.
Yeah, he has really good games.
And it was just him making most of them. I think he said there was another person that helps him, but it was mostly just him. We have his interview lined up. I think it was back in July. So if you go back and look at our interviews, you can find our interview with him. And he was pretty young too, right? I'm not going to say his age because I think he told us offline. But he was pretty young. So, go check him out, support him if you like his stuff.
Agreed.
The next category is most anticipated game, and we had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. What even is that?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Is that like a Madonna song that's been remade?
Yeah, like a dragon.
Like a dragon.
No, isn't that Sega game? Like a dragon.
You think of Pansy? I mean, Panzer Dragon. Was it Panzer Dragon? Panzer Dragon Orta?
Panzer Dragoon.
That's it. Yeah, that was a fun game.
Okay, so this is some, I don't know, like ninja fighting game. Anyways, Star Wars. Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws and Tekken 8, and then there's another added on here, Indiana Jones. Did that come out yet?
Is there an Indiana
No, it's the most anticipated game.
Well, I'm not anticipating any of these.
Indiana Jones is just come out the next year here. So
well, that's what you picked, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what I picked.
I'm looking at your initials.
Yeah, nobody used the color code except for me, so it's hard for me to see where everybody.
At least JM voted for one game. I mean,
that's right. JM did pick Atari 50.
He did pick the
MC, why did you pick Indiana Jones?
Just because I like Indiana Jones, and it looked really good for the previews with the first person and using the whip, and you can use a gun, and it brings back the nostalgia of the original movie. You've always been a fan of whips. So,
wow.
How would you know, John?
Exactly the reason that I said it, because I know.
That's a good question.
Obviously, he doesn't know me too well, but anyway.
What did you pick?
I picked a Tekken game. I always liked the ones for the PlayStation. They were fun. I mean, of the beat 'em up games, between that one and Battle Arena Toshinden were the ones I liked back in the day. So seeing Tekken still around, I'll play that. I'll get my butt kicked on it, but I will play that.
Okay. Yeah, so Star Wars Outlaws, I think, has potential, but I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of worried about it.
I agree.
I'm scared that it's going to be bad. I don't really know if I have a reason to believe that, but I just feel like it's not going to be as good as it's being hyped up for. The first Hades was fun, but I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so I picked Final Fantasy
Yeah,
6.
you are. You like that genre. I don't play it.
Not even
You do.
necessarily the genre though, to be honest. I do like RPGs, but like I'm not a real hardcore about them. I've just always really liked the Final Fantasy universe.
Okay.
It was always like a darker RPG, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like necessarily, obviously it's kind of like that medieval style fantasy thing going on, but it always was like dark. And the music has always been great, and there's been some really good adaptations to movies. They computer animated movies, but there have been some good one of those too. It's just always been one of my favorite
never saw the movie.
game series.
I never saw.
There's a couple. There's more than one.
Is there more than one?
There is, yeah. The best one though, and for some reason I can't remember the name of it though. Give me 1 second here. We're on the fly. It's The Spirits Within. So actually, I think this is like the big one. It was in theaters. Came out.
Yeah, that was the one. That's the one I was referring to. Is the one that was in theaters.
It's good.
It was a bomb.
There was some other ones. There's like Advent Children, and some other. I think there's even some like fan made stuff. Kingsglaive is another one. I don't know. I always liked them. I even got my dad likes the movies, and my dad has no idea what Final Fantasy is. So, anyways, next category is best. Speaking of movies, the next category is best adaptation, and the choices in here are Castlevania Nocturne, which was an animated series, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, Super Mario Brothers movie, which I think everybody knows, and Twisted Metal. So I'm going to start with UMM because I don't CMC picked anything.
Oh no, I did. I did. Sorry, I forgot to write it on the sheet.
That's okay.
Then it's a surprise. It'll be a surprise to us.
It'll be a surprise.
But I'll tell you, of the two movies, I mean, Gran Turismo was a great movie. My mom really enjoyed that movie. She said, I can't believe how good this movie was. But if I'm looking at, especially compared to that trash Mario movie that came out, back in the 80s with John Leguizamo and the guy from
whoa! I like that movie.
Rabbit. That movie was bad. The only movie I think that was probably worse than that movie was the Street Fighter one. But Raul Julia is amazing in the Street Fighter one, and I like the
Street Fighter movie too.
Yeah, I mean, no. But anyways, I'll go with the Super Mario Brothers movie. The only thing I didn't like about it is I thought Seth Rogen was a terrible Donkey Kong. I just didn't like him as Donkey Kong. But and he's my favorite. Donkey Kong's my favorite character from that stuff. But I still like the movie. I thought it was very well done. So
see, I got halfway through it and I turned it off. I gave up on it. Sorry.
No, that happens. That's the reason why. Yeah. So you must have got to the part where Seth Rogen was doing Donkey Kong. You're like, no.
I don't know if I made it that far or not. I don't know. It's just,
the animation for Donkey Kong was good.
I don't know. The Sonic ones were better.
Sonic ones were good.
Yeah. No, John, you want to go next? You want me to go next?
Yeah, no, I'll go next. So I picked Castlevania Nocturne. I'm a big Castlevania fan. Another one of my favorite series of games. Although they did do the Castlevania, they did it on Netflix back in 2017, and I think it ran to 2021. And they did it kind of in an anime style. You can tell it's Americanized, so it's not like a Japanese anime. And this is along the same lines. It's kind of like this dark animated series. Really good. I think everyone should check it out if you like Castlevania, especially.
Okay. I couldn't remember if Halo was this year or not. So since you didn't have it on the list,
year, I think it was 2022, wasn't it?
Okay, so that's okay because I picked one anyway. I picked The Last of Us. I thought they did a good job with The Last of Us, even though it didn't follow truly the game, but it was, I guess, close enough. And I thought they did a good job. So that's the one I picked.
There wasn't a guy in there that was supposed to be wearing his helmet the whole time, was there?
Uh-oh.
I know you get into this all the time, Mike, but that's unrealistic. Everybody knows it's unrealistic. So.
No, you got to wear the helmet. He wears the helmet. We're talking about Halo.
Only in a game that shows you little pieces of battle.
As John's over there jamming.
I was playing some rock music, so it sounded like you guys were fighting.
Awesome. Yeah, you don't want to get MC and I talking about Halo because I don't think it's a very good adaptation, and he thinks it is, but that's the reason why
everybody like ball sacks. Everybody has an opinion.
I don't think you should hate a show because someone takes off a helmet or shows his butt. I mean, I think that's a ridiculous reason for not liking a show.
No, it's not. It's a bad adaptation. That's the reason I don't like it.
Well, listen,
we're not talking about Halo here or about what John mentioned a few seconds ago.
I never liked Barney because he showed his ass, so it's fair enough.
Which one?
Barney.
Barney. Dinosaur?
Yeah, the dinosaur, because he didn't wear clothes.
I love you.
I think you can find a few other reasons to that not like Barney, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right, next category.
Yeah, this one went downhill quick.
Best multiplayer, and the choices were Diablo 4, Baldur's Gate 3, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Halo Infinite. I'll go first this time.
Go first.
I don't think I'm go first. So obviously, Halo Infinite is awesome. I haven't played Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but I really want to. But I'm probably not going to have anybody to play it with.
I haven't.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I think so. Was that the one that just came out?
Yeah,
about 3 months ago.
Yes,
I haven't.
Okay. Well, so anyways, I picked Diablo 4, and I want to talk about the reason that I picked that, because the only person I've played multiplayer really, well, I mean, the game's already like online when you're playing it, but I picked it mainly because of the early access weekend that we had that Mike and I played, MC and I played, and just MC struggling to get in to the game, and then him just getting his ass handed to him by that dungeon boss right at the very beginning, over and over again.
Running out of time to beat him, yeah.
Did we ever even end up playing the game together?
I don't think so.
Because that beginning area, they kind of counted as like a tutorial, and after you got through there into the main city, that's when you could join everybody else. But I don't think MC and I ever got to play it together.
No, and I was so stressed out from trying how many times to get into the game. I was like, I was done. So
yeah, so that's my pick though. Diablo 4, everybody. So
yeah, you just love it because I couldn't play with you.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so mad that entire weekend trying to get in and then getting kicked out.
I complained about that for how many days afterwards.
Oh, it was so good. I wish we would have recorded that live. But anyway,
entertaining.
We should.
Yeah. Whoever wants to go next.
Mike?
Oh, I mean, we got the same game.
I know.
I know. It's Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite. I don't care.
Yeah.
It plays good.
Didn't lock up. It had all the stuff we look at.
But
we actually got to play it together.
We got to play it together.
Yeah.
It was on Game Pass, so I didn't have to pay any extra for it.
MC and I, we beat it. We played through the whole thing.
And then you didn't invite me, so I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
but even afterwards, multiplayer and that they've added a lot of stuff. I think it's actually a good game. I know that everybody complains about it, but I think it was good all the way around.
Yeah,
I mean, in the beginning, the multiplayer didn't have very much in it, but they fixed that.
No, they didn't. They didn't have any. I mean, really. I mean, to me, multiplayer is not fun if you can't work together on something.
Well, right.
That's to me is good multiplayer. I mean, any fool can make a game where you got a bunch of different players going around and shooting each other. Just put an environment in between them. But when you do the multiplayer co-op,
yeah, the co-op,
that to me is true multiplayer because you can play with your friends. You don't have to worry about a 12-year-old killing you or something. Unless you have Andre in the game, and then you got to worry about friendly fire.
Well, I mean, we could play multiplayer all on the same team. Unfortunately, I'd probably make you guys lose. But
no, we would lose together on that one, Mike. The 12-year-old would beat us.
I don't know, Mike. Or MC, we did pretty good together.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
No, but I just know that with Purple Tunnel and everything else, I'm not going to keep up with these teenagers.
Purple Tunnel.
Yeah. So next category is best sports or racing game, and for some reason, every single game that we have listed under best sports is actually a racing game. We didn't put any other sport.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got one I would give the golden Razzie to.
I think you already did that last year.
Yeah, NHL 24.
Yeah. So choices before we get canceled for him why he doesn't like it. EA Sports FC 24. Why didn't we have the UFC game in here? F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest, which I have no idea what that is.
There's a game called The Crew, and this right here is a sequel.
Yeah, The Crew. Okay. It usually does things across the United States, doesn't it? Like, you usually race across the United States or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting game series. It's not really my cup of tea.
I know everybody loves the Forza Motorsport series, but I haven't played. I'm not a big racing game fan. Like, I'll watch racing and stuff, but I'm just not a big racing game fan. But I did play some of the F1 23. And I'm a big. I do like Formula One racing. I'm trying to actually get to the Indianapolis Formula One stuff this year, so I went ahead and chose F1 23.
Secret, they all go in circles.
It's just a continuous left turn.
Yeah. like 485 here in Charlotte.
Right. I don't know. MC, what did you pick?
I mean, I do like F1. Don't get me wrong, but Forza they do racing better than any other one out there. Better than Gran Turismo, anything else. They are the top racing game out there, whether it be their Horizon or their Motorsport. So I had to pick them.
I'll say ditto. Forza.
There's no game that comes close to them.
No.
Although I did like Hot Wheels Unleashed. I did.
Hot Wheels was fun.
It was fun, but
yeah.
But it doesn't compare to a Forza.
Wouldn't you wish they'd come out with a new Burnout?
Oh, yes. That was all my one. It's other than Forza. That's my all-time.
Yeah, that's the one game. Yeah. Why don't do another Burnout?
Yes, I wish they would.
Yeah. So, Paradise is great, but what's that line? You can do it. They can do another one.
It'd be nice.
Would be. Next category is best sim/strategy, and the choices are Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, Cities Skyline 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, Pikmin 4. MM, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you didn't pick one in this category.
I didn't pick one. I'm looking at the games. I'm going, there's a reason I didn't pick one. It's because I didn't play any of them.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, I mean, from a strategy perspective, if I'll go,
I think you would like Company of Heroes.
I probably would. I mean, there's a game that came out by a new Atari called Mr. Run and Jump. That's kind of a strategy game because you have to each screen have to figure out how to get past it. If I'm pushed to pick one, I probably got to pick that because.
Okay.
But as you're saying, I probably would have a lot of fun with the Company of Heroes. But
I think you would. Company of Heroes is pretty good. I like. MC, is it in Game Pass?
I know the first one is, or was. The first one was. This one I don't know, and that's why I didn't play this one either. So I don't.
It is not, but the first one is. So at least you can check out the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll check it out. We'll
it's co-op, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I can't either. I don't know. Anyways,
that might have been one of my picks too, but I went with City Skylines too, just because it's
so it is co-op. The Theater of War mode lets you play co-op. So there we go. Add that to our list. We can all three co-op that.
There we go.
Yeah. So MC, what'd you pick?
I picked City Skylines too. And I think they do a good job with the City Skyline ones. It's
Sure.
it's
I
a
agree.
little bit better than SimCity.
Well, is it anything like Skyline Chili?
Yes.
Maybe doesn't burn as bad.
So I do like the Fire Emblem series, but I did not like what I was seeing with this Fire Emblem Engage. I thought the art style was still nice, but I don't know. I didn't really think the gameplay looked that engaging or interesting. So I picked Pikmin 4. And I go all the way back to the GameCube playing Pikmin 1 and 2 and 3.
You're doing a lot of Pikmin.
It's a lot of Pikmin. But it was just a fun little game where like you got these little Pikmin guys and they were like these little characters that had like a leaf on their head, and you had to plan stuff, but you had to use them. You had to use them to move large objects and like solve puzzles, but then you could use them to fight enemies that were in the woods, and like they were super tiny, so there'd be like these like frog monsters, and the Pikmin would throw themselves at the frog monsters and sacrifice themselves like the Japanese did during World War II.
So it's a true simulation.
It is World War II Japan simulator. Rising Sun is what it is.
Pikmin is good.
Yeah, the Pikmin were good. I didn't play the new one, but
and you know what? It's intense at times, but like it's a pretty relaxing game too. Like I don't know. I always like the Pikmin series, so Pikmin is my choice.
Pikmin.
Best family game. We have Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I actually picked the wrong game here, but MC, what did you pick?
Well, I'm going to first note that I didn't play any of these, but but just from watching videos, I think that I would like Sonic Superstars the best. But that's just me, and that may not be the best game. So.
Looks like we all chose Sonic Superstars, and aside from Pikmin 4, the only game I did play was Sonic Superstars.
Well, I played some of the Super Mario game, and it was good. But going back to my history, I've always been a Sonic fan first.
How about that speed?
I will be getting it though. I'm waiting for it to come down in price. So.
Which one?
Sonic Superstars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will be getting that one.
Yeah. All right. So Sonic Superstars was unanimous for this one for best family game. Woo! Best fighting is the next category, and I'll be straight up honest. I'm not really a big fighting fan. But our choices are God of Rock, Mortal Kombat, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. Pocket Bravery.
Yeah, that one sounds like it's for a different podcast. So you're looking up what it actually is.
Oh, it looks neat, actually.
Yeah. Is that like Pocket Pool?
It's like a retro inspired. I might actually have to check that out now.
Yeah. I mean, I give it an A for name.
Yeah. So I don't know. MM, what did you pick?
I'm always a Smash Brothers fan.
Yeah.
And beating people up with cartoon characters is kind of fun. So I have to say the Nickelodeon one of all the ones.
I did love the first All-Star Brawl.
The first one was a joy to play.
Yes.
So yeah. But yeah, no,
and it's very Smash Brothers esque
cool.
too. It's not really like a serious fighting game where you have to enter in like 40 button combos.
It's dumbed down for people like me that just want to get in and not want to get their butt kicked by Pikachu. So
yeah. So I picked Street Fighter 6, and the only reason is because I played it. I didn't play all these other ones. I don't know what God of Rock is.
Pocket Bravery looks like Street Fighter, so
yeah, like the old school. God of Rock is like a rock and roll themed. Oh, it's like a music game.
Oh, so it's like yeah,
it's kind of like Guitar Hero mixed with a fighting game a little bit. Okay, might have to look at that one too. But anyways, yeah, I picked Street Fighter 6. MC, what did you pick?
Well, I didn't get to play Street Fighter 6. That might have been one I would have voted for, but I did pick Mortal Kombat 1. I am a Mortal Kombat fan. I always like the finishes where you rip people's like spine out of their body and all that stuff. So, and the story, so basically Mortal Kombat's, up my alley, so that's where I'm at.
That would have been my second choice.
Yeah, I wish I would have played Street Fighter 6 because I heard it was a little bit of open world kind of, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean,
I would have liked to have tried that to see if that added to the game, but but I didn't get around to getting it. So,
yep. So next category, best RPG. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. And those Roman numerals on Final Fantasy almost screwed me up. So I'll go first on this one. So obviously I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, but I spent a lot of time with Final Fantasy 16. Lies of P was great because it's kind of like a Soulsborne game. I didn't play Sea of Stars, haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, but I spent a lot of time in Starfield. I mean, I don't know anybody that like really didn't, except for MM. So Starfield.
I played it.
Well, it looks like unanimously Starfield is our choice here.
Yeah.
But if anyone has anything else to say about it, go ahead.
Well, I have a few things I'll say. I couldn't even vote on Baldur's Gate 3 because it was broke for the Xbox up past Christmas. So right there, it was thrown out of the category for me for anything because how do you release a broken game? I mean, when you lose save points, that ain't no good. That's like the worst thing you can have happen to a game. But I played a little bit of Lies of P. I did like that, but that's a Souls type game, and they're kind of a little too hard. Well, some of them were a little too hard for me. Sea of Stars, I really did like, but it doesn't compare. I mean, it isn't the same as Starfield. I mean, Starfield is. I don't care what anyone says. It's a fabulous game. I mean, there's some issues with it, yes, and but. The game that people talked about forever, made a big deal about. I know I have probably over 300-400 hours in it and got married and did all kind of stuff in the game. I mean, and I'm still not done with it. I mean, I still got things I want to do in it. I just haven't had time because there's so many other games out. But to me, it's the best RPG.
MC's life in the game is better than his life in real life.
I don't know about that, but it might be a little more exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a better marriage in real life than the one in the game.
Well, for me, I'm not much of a RPG kind of guy. I mean, my favorite RPG game probably of the last 10 years is probably Borderlands. That style. I did play Starfield. I played enough of it to understand it is a very good game if you are an RPG
if you like
guy. Yeah. And I'm not. So I appreciate the game and I definitely voted for it for best. It's not my kind of game, but it's a very good game. If you're an RPG, do it.
Do you have a PS5, MM?
No.
Okay. Neither do I.
Never mind. I was going to recommend Final Fantasy 16 to you because it's more of like an action RPG and the storyline is very dark in it. But if you don't have a PS5,
I don't plan on getting one. I didn't have a 4.
They don't have enough games. They don't have enough games to even want to buy.
Eventually come out with them for the PC. They made the announcement.
I know, and not only that though. How many games did they have last year? Like 3? And you're going to spend $550 for 3 games? Ain't worth it.
Wait, is Final Fantasy 16 coming to the Xbox?
No, 14 is, I think. Was it 14?
They're a couple behind.
No, I think that the PlayStation has that booked up for I don't know if it's how many years or we're not allowed to have it. One of the two.
Yeah.
There is one RPG there I want to talk about. Sea of Stars. I hate turn-based games, and I actually like that game. So that's the first turn-based game I actually really liked. You know,
That helps.
It's got a little action to it. Like you have to, in the turn base, you have to time some things to make it. So there's some action instead of just pushing a button and wait and see what happens. So.
Right.
But anyway, we can
Next category is Best Action Adventure. We got Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, a lot of numbers here, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. you didn't pick anything here, so why don't you go first?
Yeah, you got to pick now. I have to go with the Resident Evil. I mean, to me, those are a lot of fun. It's of those kind of the horror style games. I think it's the one I enjoy the most. The Left 4 Dead series, obviously, is more of a
except for the new one. I hated that new Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, well, it was Body for Blood or something.
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. It wasn't as good as the Left 4 Dead. But yeah,
1 and 2 were just the best. Maybe that's just because I have nostalgia. Because that was like just graduated high school and I was playing with my friends and we were doing things we shouldn't have been doing, and
we're not going there.
Not that kind of thing. Anyways, I chose Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, yeah, the map was essentially Call of the Wild, but they had changed enough of the gameplay itself to at least make it. And plus, like, it's Legend of Zelda. Like, I'm gonna pick. I would have picked Call of the Wild a couple years ago when it came out, which it did win Game of the Year when it came out. Not with us, but with everybody. But I picked Tears of the Kingdom. MC, I know why you picked this, and I had to listen to why you picked this for way too long. So go ahead.
Well, no, wait. I was going to say Star Wars Jedi Survivor I played and beat, and I thought that was really good. But Alan Wake 2, if you play it, you'll know why I picked it. It is the best production quality, best graphics, ray tracing. I mean, this story is really good. Plus, it's horror, which is up my alley. I mean, I only had two little things I bitched to John about over and over again about the map, and this went with Control's map that from Remedy was terrible, and this map wasn't terrible, but they leave you like, I don't know, they got some things in the game where you go up the steps and really you went down, or down the steps and you really went up, which is confusing. And there's places where you can get stuck in the game where, not to ruin anything for anyone, there's a light bulb that can change the scene. And if you don't do it in the correct order or the correct way, you could miss something. And twice in the game, I probably paid, 5 or 6 hours stuck in a level that I just simply missed something that I shouldn't have missed. And it pissed me off, But overall, the game, if you play it, you're going to love it. I mean, there is the coolest music in it. There's some really cool things they do in it. It's a fabulous game. I mean, it's probably one of the best games of the year. So I wouldn't miss it. I would definitely try it. So
cool.
So that's the one I picked. Alan Wake.
Best action game. Got Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. A lot of twos in this one. MC,
a lot of number twos.
Since you just finished, why don't you go ahead first, MC?
Okay, you want me to go? Okay, Remnant 2, I didn't get to play yet, huh, John?
You know what? I'm gonna just finish the game by myself.
No, I just downloaded. I finally made space, so we'll play that. So I didn't play that one, so that's not even in the running. But I doubt if I'd have picked that anyway, because Hi-Fi Rush to me was the music, the action in it, the production quality. I thought it was all very, very good. So I think Hi-Fi Rush is, I mean, I think I would have probably even liked it better than Remnant 2. But, and the only other one, Armored Core 6 looked cool. But I still think Hi-Fi Rush really deserves an award. They really did a good job on that. playing to the beat, using a guitar to beat things up. So it's just kind of cool. So that was my pick.
You didn't pick anything here, so
I would have to. I mean, looking at the games, which I didn't play any of them. Judging by the trailers, I'd have to say Hi-Fi would probably be my vote as well.
So I picked Remnant 2. I like the first Remnant. It's shooter meets Dark Souls. It's a difficult game. A lot of cool enemies, a lot of upgrades and stuff that you can do. You know, it's kind of borderline an RPG also. So it's like an action RPG shooter type of thing. And it's also got co-op. And I've said this many times, I don't know about on the podcast, but we need more co-op games.
Like more cowbells.
More cowbells and more co-op. So any game that's co-op, whether it's good or bad, I'm automatically going to force everybody to play. So that was my pick, was Remnant 2. Next category is best VR AR. We got Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse. I'll go ahead and go first. I played Resident Evil Village when it came out. Beat it then. Played the DLC, and I have the VR mode on the PC as well. And I mean, it's just as fun in VR as it was in not VR. So that was my choice. I'm sure Horizon Call of the Mountain would be interesting in VR, but I didn't try it. I don't have the PlayStation VR, so I haven't done it. And Synapse did look cool too, but again, going with Resident Evil Village. Looks like we all unanimously went with Resident Evil Village.
Well, let me make a statement. I didn't play any of these. Well, wait, I shouldn't say that. Resident Evil Village, I played not in virtual reality, but in regular, and I really did like that. I mean, that's the only reason I have my name there. The rest of these I've never played. I didn't play it in VR, but I think it'd be really cool in VR. So, take it at that. So
Sure. MM, you have anything to add?
No, I mean, I tend to agree. The Resident Evil, it looked good. Didn't play much of it, but it was a good looking game.
Fair. All right, next category. Oh, I lost my categories. Next category is best mobile game. We had Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is basically the story of my life. Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Hello Kitty.
So I know this says Honkai, but every time I see it, I just want to say Honky. Honky Star Rail. Monster Hunter Now, which I'm not going to lie, I somehow didn't know there was a Monster Hunter game on mobile, and Terra Nil, which was actually pretty fun. I picked Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis because I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I'm sure the other games are great. Like I said, Terra Nil was good mobile game. It's funny. The last mobile game that I really got into was the Diablo Infinite mobile game. A couple years ago, I find myself playing that for like 1 or 2 hours every night while I was laying in bed, or in the morning when I woke up, but that's besides the point. MM, what'd you pick?
I picked the Hello Kitty game.
And, it's probably good, right?
It's cute. I mean, it's messing around with it a little bit. It was,
Hello Kitty is one of the biggest franchises in the world, so it's not like
other than the fact that it's a kitty that says hello. I mean, it was kind of a cool game. So
you know what? I'm looking at it right now. It does actually look kind of cool. Oh, it's part of Apple Arcade, and I have Apple Arcade, so I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it, guys.
You can say hello to Kitty.
Look forward to a Let's Play of Hello Kitty Island Adventure. MC, you didn't pick anything, so I'm guessing you didn't.
No, I didn't play any of these. I'm not a mobile game player, but I mean, probably the two that I would like to play if I was going to play would have been the Monster Hunter Now or the Final Fantasy. You know what I mean?
You need to play the Kitty.
Well, I would try Kitty just to see what it's like, but I think the other two are more up my alley than the Kitty.
The Kitty. Bad Kitty.
Yeah. All right. The next category we got here is Best Independent Game. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. You didn't pick anything.
No, because that was one I can't really pick one. Because I don't play a lot of major independent games. I mainly play, ColecoVision and Atari independent games for that matter. So I'm don't really have one in that for that. The only one I guess I could mention, if talking about new Atari for independent, is the re-release of Berserk, where you can shoot diagonally and it's got voices. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
Yeah, wasn't expensive. It was like $30.
MC, what did you pick?
Okay, well, I did like Cocoon a lot, but Sea of Stars is a fabulous indie game, and I think everybody should give it a try. So I picked Sea of Stars, but Cocoon's good.
Cocoon. That's what I picked. Cocoon.
It's not based upon the movie, is it?
No. It's a sci-fi one, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the movie was sci-fi.
I know, but this is completely different sci-fi.
Okay, just asking for a friend.
Yeah, so I picked Cocoon. I thought it was, as far as indie games go, that I think even, you could pass that off as, I'm not an independent developer, and I don't think anybody would have noticed the difference. So I liked it. Good concept. Next is best ongoing franchise. We have Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, which is an extremely popular game still to this day, and Halo Infinite. And I think we all made the same unanimous decision here that Halo Infinite carried on the spirit of all of the past Halo games while adding some cool new features and the open world.
And having Firefight in it.
And Firefight, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, another hard decision, because you know what? I really like Cyberpunk. I did.
Oh, yeah.
So does M2.
Final Fantasy 16. I used to have fun playing Fortnite just because I had this strategy with a friend and I where he was really bad at Fortnite. So I'd use him as a decoy and he'd be the only one there and people would come and try to kill him because it was easy to kill him. But then I would pick them off when they came in to get him. And we won so many Fortnite.
It was Andre, right?
No, it was not. This is before I met you and him. Genshin Impact was fun too. I did play some of that on my iPad.
All of them are good.
Yeah, these are all good. So anyways, while I was sitting here, the next category is most innovative game, and we only had 2 in here for some reason. I added another one that I remembered, and then there's another one I want to talk about too, and I'm torn between the 2, so it's hard for me to pick, but the choices are Resident Evil 4, the Dead Space remake, Shadow of Doubt, and I didn't even add it on here and on our list yet, but Warhammer Bolt Gun. So MC, what did you pick?
I picked Dead Space. I mean, they've made the graphics better and everything else, and it's just, I don't know, just a great game. Plus, it's horror. I love horror. Space horror too. 2 of my favorite things. But I thought they did a really, 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 really good job with it. Resident Evil 4 is good too, but I just like Dead Space better. So
yeah, and what did you pick there?
Resident Evil.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 4. I had it on PlayStation, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Is the one on Oculus, is that Resident Evil 4 or is that just Resident Evil? The one in virtual reality?
It's Village.
Is that Village?
I think so. I don't know. I have to look.
I thought it was Resident Evil 4. I could be wrong.
Oh, I'll have to look. I haven't been on Oculus in a while. So I actually added 2 choices here while we were sitting here because they just popped into my head. So I'm going to talk about Shadow of Doubt Shadow of Doubt real quick. So it's a PC only game. But it's basically a sandbox kind of stealth investigator simulator, and it's like this blocky, almost kind of like Minecraft graphic style. It's still in early access. I think it's like $16 on Steam, and it was so different than like anything I've ever played before, because you go around, you question people, you try to find clues. You have to run from people. There are certain things you have to do, and the whole thing's in like this sci-fi, like noir city, and there's all kinds of crime and like corruption and stuff you try to find out. It's so different than anything I've played in a couple of years, to be honest with you. um, so I think that's going to be my choice, but I really did like Warhammer Bolt Gun. Warhammer universe is really cool, and it's a first-person shooter that's like a blocky, chunky, kind of retro-inspired, you know, style. Tons of fun, tons of weapons, lots of enemies. It was really cool, but I think I'm going to lean towards Shadows of Doubt on this one. So if you haven't checked out Shadows of Doubt or Warhammer Bolt Gun, I suggest doing so. So next category is best score in music, and we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. What'd you pick?
Like MC, I picked the Alan Wake. The music was really good. What do you think, MC?
Oh no, I mean I liked Hi-Fi Rush, but they didn't have that many different like songs in it. Whereas Alan Wake, you probably have like an album and a half of newly created music with the words matching parts of the game. It's done very well.
Like a movie score. Yeah, it was like a movie score.
Yeah, and it's very very listen. I mean, you don't even have to play the game to listen to it. It's just cool music to listen to. But with the game and with the score and the words of the songs matching the game, I thought it was the best. So
cool. John, yeah. So yeah. I picked Final Fantasy 16. It's full orchestrated music. All of the music, like I said, was recorded with an orchestra. I'm not sure who, probably the Japanese Philharmonic Orchestra, if I had to guess. Don't take my word for that, but can't beat that. Can't beat the Final Fantasy music in pretty much every Final Fantasy game ever, even going back to the 8-bit ones on the Nintendo.
I don't know. Alan Wake's heavy metal and everything else in there. It's cool.
I haven't heard it, but maybe I'll change after I play Alan Wake.
You need to play it because that music's up your alley, I think.
The next category, as we get closer to the top here, is actually we're very close to the top here. Best art direction is Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and Blasphemous 2 and Starfield. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm picking Blasphemous 2. So I know Tears of the Kingdom and Starfield are completely different experiences, but I've always liked the themes of Blasphemous 2. They're based off of, kind of like that Spanish, I mean, really, it's like Catholic themed artwork and stuff like that from like the Inquisition and that's sort of what the game's based off of. With they make all the stuff up. It's not like you're fighting the Pope in the game, but it's got this dark artwork, some really weird artwork and really weird characters in the game. I always like Blasphemous. That's my pick. What'd you pick?
I always like the Super Mario. There's a lot of creativity that goes into it, so that would be my choice.
Cool. MC.
Okay. Once again, Alan Wake 2. Just some of the imagery in it, like they'll have, I don't know how to say it. She'll be thinking. How do I say it? She'll be thinking of stuff, and they'll show like multi images going with music and sound. I mean, it's really graphically and cool looking with the art effects they do. I mean, it's basically you're a detective in the game, and some of the stuff they do is just, I mean, it's high quality, artsy. It's cool. It really is. So that's one I picked. So
All right. So next category is best narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, and Starfield. MC, what'd you pick?
Alan Wake 2.
Jeez.
I mean, it's a good story. I mean, the narrative is cool. I mean, they got a lot of weird stuff in it. It's just it's a cool story. So,
MM, what'd you pick?
I agree with that. Agree with MC on Alan Wake.
All right. I mean, that's not what you chose here, though. You picked Starfield. He did. It says MM Starfield.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I kind of thought about it. Yeah, move me up there. Yeah, I kind of thought about it a little bit as we were going along, and it's like, I looking at what I saw with Alan Wake, it looks a lot more. I mean, keep in mind, I got bored with Starfield.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, did you even get to experience the narrative?
No, I mean the narrative was I didn't want to play anymore. It was like, okay, I've wasted 2 hours or 3 hours. I mean, I really, where with Alan Wake, I felt a little better about it.
Fair. So for me, Final Fantasy 16, dark narrative, a lot of death, some pretty sad scenes in there. And a lot of it's based on like some medieval stuff. Like, I don't want to compare it to like the Crusades or anything like that, but it's borderline like a storyline kind of thing like that, where there's like these evil people that have this control of this magic, and like you're a kingdom and they're trying to destroy you. And then there's like these other groups, and there's kingdom invasions going on, and there's a lot of like epic movies and stuff in there. So people that don't want to sit through like 10-minute movies, maybe not the best game for you, but they're good. They're not just like nonsensical. They add to the story. It is a long game though, I will say that. So if you don't like long games, then it's also not going to be for you. So I just noticed the next one is best innovation, which we already had most innovative game. Yeah. So I'm gonna classify this just to make it so it makes sense. This is not most innovative game, but this is best innovation within a game series. So like a game series that has changed and innovated within itself, if that makes sense.
Oh, you're killing me.
The nominations here, does that not make sense to you?
Well, no, it makes sense to me, but the game I picked only had one game, so how could it be innovative in the series?
I see what you're saying. Well, I didn't mean to put this category kind of on here twice accidentally, but that's fine. Don't worry about it.
I didn't even notice it either.
So we'll say, well, I didn't put that game on there. You did, MC. So that's on you.
I was thinking the most innovative game was Hi-Fi Rush, with the music and the beat and of the year is probably the most innovative next to Alan Wake.
Well, yep. You picked Dead Space for most innovative game.
Well, that was down below there. It was, we had underneath that one, if you look, we had best remake or remaster underneath. See, I don't know where that innovative come from, but when we started, it was supposed to be the best remake or remaster game.
Well, somebody messed my list up.
Someone copied the innovation down there, so it should have been the best remake or remaster. The innovation one was up here.
All right, well, here's what we're gonna quickly just go through this one. MC picked Hi-Fi Rush. I picked Tears of the Kingdom. MM didn't pick anything.
Yes, he did.
The best innovation, I picked.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, don't rip them off.
Trying to tell me I didn't pick something.
Well, nobody followed the rules on this list. You guys are supposed to use the colors.
No, we had one mislabeled there. There was two titles for the same thing.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, let's get the drums out. This is. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up here for a second.
Hold up. We're changing it again? You changing the rules again? You're changing the rules again? Rick Astley wouldn't like that.
What are we changing?
No, we're not changing anything, but
No,
this.
Phil Collins here.
Yep. This is Techegy Podcast 2023. Though you're going to get us a copyright strike. Game of the year.
I know I sound just like him.
Yeah, I know. And where did all of these choices come from? Who put 11 choices on here?
Me.
But then you didn't even pick the ones you put on there.
What do you mean?
You know that
I did. Number 7 I put on there. I put 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, but you only chose 7. Why'd you go the extra effort?
Because they were all excellent games, and they should be in the running.
But they didn't win. They didn't win. You didn't.
All right, so okay.
No,
okay.
it isn't. It isn't that. These are all potentially could have been Game of the Year,
but they weren't.
Okay. So, well, here let me say the names of them so people know.
Yeah.
It was Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3. You have to get ready because it's a long list. Spider-Man 2, Sea of Stars, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Hogwarts, Hi-Fi Rush, Armored Core, and Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Somebody take it away.
Well, here's the thing. We had a year with more games than any other year I can remember in history, and a lot of them excellent. I mean, Avatar is actually an excellent game. You know, Hi-Fi Rush is an excellent game. Hogwarts is an excellent game. I mean, Baldur's Gate is all these are excellent games. Alan Wake, all of them. But my biggest two that I had trouble making a decision was either Alan Wake 2 or Starfield. And the only reason I picked Starfield is all the stuff you can do in it, all the hours. I looked at it and said, what game have I played the most hours in? Starfield. What game could I do the most in? Starfield. What game had multiple stories in it? Starfield. I couldn't say that about any of the other games. Starfield's huge. You can build ships. You can do, So and I thought it was, really the biggest game, the most different types of game in one. You have a shooter, you have a builder, you have RPG. It does multiple things, and that's why I picked it as the game of the year.
It lived up to the hype. Honestly, again, it's not my genre. I'll have more fun with a Super Mario, Brothers World, but yes, I said it was innovative, because they're kind of just reinventing Super Mario's from the 80s, back on that one. But I can't really call that one the game of the year because it wasn't anything really new. It just was, it was a rehash. And a lot of these other games, there were rehashes of other things, where Starfield really wasn't.
You're right.
And again, if it was my genre, I would have to say it'd be an awfully fun game. But for me, I guess I got bored of it. But it's an excellent game if that's your genre.
Yeah. So, I had a really hard time making a decision here, and my decision may have just been made one night after some beers, and I just slapped my initials on here. Man, Starfield, it's even right now, like I'm questioning my decision. I had so much fun with Starfield. I had, like MC said, hundreds of hours easily in Starfield. Like, I was playing Starfield while I was supposed to be working many occasions.
Yeah, I was addicted for like 3 weeks. That's all I did. I drew off stuff I was supposed to do at home here just to play that game, and I have probably close to 400 hours in it.
But I also similarly did the same thing for Tears of the Kingdom, and I think MC can vouch for that because he would always ask me, "You haven't been on Xbox in like 2 weeks."
Exactly.
and that was because I was playing Tears of the Kingdom. So listen, both of them are game of the year as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I know that we can't do that, but it's in my heart. I think there's more than one game of the year, but ultimately I chose Tears of the Kingdom just because, for one singular reason, in that I love the Legend of Zelda lore. I love the universe, the enemies, just going around and doing Legend of Zelda things like exploring towns and finding weird people and houses and things like that, which Starfield, you did a lot of exploration too. So that's why I said I had a very difficult time making the choice here, but ultimately that's what I slapped my initials on, and I'm going to stand by it at least for the next 20 minutes.
Hey, that whole list of 11 games, they're all worth buying. They're all worth playing.
Absolutely.
They're all, to me, they're AAA games. I mean, they're all an A+ game. You know what I mean? It's just what you like.
Every game that we talked about tonight is worth playing or buying.
Yes, they are. But I mean, these 11, I think, are, to me, the 11 best of the year. And basically, it's what genre do you like? Do you like the horror movie? Do you like the music game, or do you like the RPG? Or whatever. It's up to you. But I'm just telling you what I like, and John's just and John and Mike are just telling you what they like.
Yep.
So that's basically what it is. Everybody's gonna have different opinions.
Yep.
So that's an hour of us talking about video games right there.
Well, it was a big list,
It was a big list. It's bigger than what I remember it would being, because somebody added 30 to the game of the year.
Yeah.
In there.
Hey, you know what? You got to list all the good ones. You know what I mean?
I'm
not going to be like Jeff, who, I can only have 6, even though there was 50 more good games this year than there's ever been before, So yeah. I'm not going to do that. I want to give credit to all these people who created these games. They deserve the credit.
Right. I'm playing us off with some music here. Thank you everybody for checking out our games of the year. Was this our 3rd games of the year, I think?
I think so.
I think with this cast, yeah.
I think it's Wait, have you been on 3? Have you been on 3 of them?
I think I've been on 3. Last year was my first full year.
MC and I did
4 then.
Yeah, this is 4 then.
Yeah, I was.
We'll have to look back.
Now.
Yeah. So anyways, if you want to see other ones like this, go back and watch. They're all on the YouTube channel. Go check out more of our stuff. We have some stuff coming, and I think it's going to be a little different than what people are used to. We're gonna try to go a little bit of a different direction. I don't know what we're gonna do, but just expect some different stuff from us than what we've done in the past. Hopefully, some more interviews this year, and maybe we can, continue to provide entertainment to the 30 people that check us out every month or every episode. So
we're looking for the 31st person.
Yeah, we need one more person so our lives can be fulfilled. We got some. I think we got some really good stuff coming and some good ideas. So there are a couple that are in post-production right now that I think people are going to enjoy. So stay tuned.
Yeah. So, like, subscribe, check out our website, techegy.me. We are on all the podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Rumble, pretty much everywhere you can find us. We're really annoying, in your face everywhere, except for Facebook. I always forget to post our stuff to Facebook. So final words, anybody? Are we good to go? We out of here.
We're out of here.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
I almost forgot. What do we here at Techegy Podcast always say?
Please listen to our podcast.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Thank you very much.
We get worse every time.
Yeah. Techegy Podcast, stay nerdy, my friends. We'll see you later.